flying over the top of my head again, stalking while I am uploading onto the X. They're doing so under a fake moon. This is mental illness on top of what is conspiracy to commit murder, stalking as an agency. The entities engaged in gang stalking with the Ontario International Airport at 6:37 p.m. engaged in the ongoing documented stalking by commercial plane, which I've been documenting upon my exit of the Ovid Family Community Library. As I capture images of the Ontario International Airport stalking, the entity is immediately following with helicopter activity at 6:38 p.m. And it is currently, by the way, 6:51 p.m., 6:50 p.m. This demon is flying in circles above my head, repeatedly communicating a real-time threat to my life, safety, and well-being, and doing so in furtherance of what is murder that the entity is engaging in, a documented pattern of stalking and harassment, while keeping the evidence of stalking me in helicopters and as a corrupt department under surveillance. That is with simultaneity to my documentation onto the internet. The entity engaged in this pattern of flying in circles around me, engaged in ominous stalking in concert with the people of the state, exhibiting severe mental illness in doing so. And also, this is the evidence that's going to put Mike LORENZ in federal prison as an exposed domestic terrorist, where this agency is acting in furtherance of murder, stalking as a corrupt police department that's actually engaged in repeatedly kidnapping with the intent to obstruct justice and criminally defame. Okay, their mental illness is shown through the specific environment, stalking by flying over the fake moon. This is where the entity has the fake sun. And the entity is clearly engaging and openly targeting me. I want to be clear. The entity is not sounding any sirens. There's no emergency. The sirens are used with regard to criminal summoning, monitoring me as well. The entity is engaged in this overt stalking and monitoring while I'm publishing on X right now, which I'm also going to put this video on X. Mike LORENZ and Derek Williams are going to be prosecuted. This is the same criminal conduct of Michael Moore and Dominic Choi of the Los Angeles Police Department as well, doing so in concert with the people of the state. You see their shadows on the wall. You see their shadows on both sides of their person. This is open domestic terrorism by the people of the state, and the entity is going to federal prison. This is the same duo of the people of the state that engage in kidnapping as one entity. It is currently, again, 6:52 p.m. This is mental illness that the demon-possessed pose. This is impunity that they exhibit together. All right, engaging in what is gang stalking as a population, just getting around, walking their dogs, engaging in that stalking together. The entities engaged in what is using their lights on the Ontario Police Department vehicles back here. This is the entity engaging in that. This is what you're witnessing. The entity does with regard to threatening and intimidating and engaging in that which is targeting and furtherance of murder and kidnapping. This is P.O.C. Okay, the entity is subject to federal prison. The kidnappings that Jonathan Burnett engages in 2019 with Tracy Banks. The kidnapping that this agency commits with Tracy Banks on May 29, 2025, pursuant to criminal defamation, where they are together engaging in what is targeting and furtherance of murder and seeking to defame my character in doing so. This is the entity that is going to be federally prosecuted. And this is criminal conduct that Mike LORENZ is fully engaging in. This is P.O.C. All right, it is currently, again, 6:53 p.m. All right, this is going on X. This is going on Facebook. This is the criminal conduct that Ovid Family Community Library is engaging in and facilitating. When they summon these demons that lie and say somebody told them that I was yelling at them in the bathroom, when they lie and say that I'm harassing, and they're engaging in this pattern of conduct, that's why they're going to federal prison. This is P.O.C. Mule Car Smokehouse, Wells Fargo, the Downtown Ontario Luxury Apartments, the people of the state, walking around an engineer light are monitoring you. And this is mental illness, stalking you, monitoring you, threatening you while keeping their back to you. They're also monitoring your vagina in the bathroom while keeping their back to you. And the demons do so on behalf of this agency that's engaging in surveillance on communication devices as well. This is P.O.C. The entity that exhibits its mental illness in this plain view is the entity that's exposed as a domestic enemy in the United States. All right, this is the entity that is being disbanded, and the people of the state are going to federal prison for targeting with the exposed domestic terrorists. This is Mike LORENZ, the Ontario Police Department, the City of Ontario, the Ontario International Board, the Ontario Executive Team. This is their clear stance on what is the laws that they're in violation of while they're keeping American citizens under surveillance, and Paul Leon is being removed from office for it. This is no city council. This is an entity that's engaged in state surveillance and furtherance of murder, which is what this stalking and this criminal monitoring, this ongoing active, documented and published intimidation tactic is relevant to what is the entity that is conspiring your murder. This is P.O.C. And this is a documented pattern by LAPD, by the Fontana Police Department as well. The entity is doing so with knowledge that I am in real time, at the same time simultaneously publishing the evidence on the venue of the internet. That's criminal summoning. Those are the demons engaging in pattern of conduct together with them. This is the entity that's gang stalking with the people of the state. This is surveillance. While they're walking around back and forth, this is surveillance. While they're doing so under a fake moon and the fake sun that stays here, this is surveillance. This is P.O.C. It's 6:55 p.m. I just want to be clear, Jason Isaac Fields and Tracy Banks, Tommy Allen Banks, the entity that's engaged in what is perjuring your character while they're gang stalking you. The criminal defamation is showing what the criminal purpose is. You are not going to successfully defame any American citizen or speak to their character when you're stalking and targeting in the way that the Ontario Police, the state of California, is proven to be, and doing so with this knowledge that they're being documented, while the mentally ill are engaging in this widely exposed effort at what is terrorism and intimidation, while they know that they're being documented. This is the foolish conduct that's putting all of them in prison. Mike LORENZ is going to be federally prosecuted. He's going to be the first in this country, exposed as an enemy of this country, of American citizens, and of the Constitution. This is the entity that's engaged in what is terrorism and targeting and furtherance of murder and kidnapping, not law enforcement. And that's the entity that is a maniacal psychopath, doing so under, again, what is the circumstances of what is engineer light, doing so in concert with minor children, doing so while the demon, frustrated at your documentation, and they engage in acts of, that's an act of violence that I just documented. And Mike LORENZ and Derek Williams are going to be federally prosecuted. I just want to be clear. They are going to federal prison. This is going to set what is precedent in this country as you are targeting terrorists in this country. They are enemies of this country, enemies of American citizens, and they sought to murder me and engaged in what is targeting me in furtherance of that criminal objective in concert with Tracy Banks and Jason Fields and Eric Spencer, fake friends and family that conspired my murder with the corrupt government that is proven to be targeting. That's directly rebutting what is perjurious testimony in criminal courts where Lisa Rogan, where Shannon Dykes, where Mike LORENZ and Derek Williams sharing what is kidnapping, and they're going to be federally prosecuted. That includes Alan D. Wapner, the Ontario International Airport. This is all very wealthy evidence with regard to prosecuting the terrorists in the city of Ontario, in the state of California, that are sharing in a pattern of conduct where I'm documenting this P.O.C. in Costa Mesa, that's Orange County, California. I'm documenting this in San Diego County. I'm documenting this in Riverside County. I'm documenting this in Los Angeles County. I'm documenting this